A group from Scottsbluff's Reconnect program will be capping off a 6-week civic course with a trip to Lincoln later this week. KNEB.TV News starts right now.
From your trusted source for news in western Nebraska and eastern Wyoming, this is KNEB.TV News. Presented by Platte Valley Companies, premier provider of financial services.
Hello, I'm Ryan Murphy. This is KNEB.TV News powered by Platte Valley Companies. Thanks for joining me. In our top story, a local nonprofit is providing the opportunity for area high school students to get a better grasp on the ins and outs of government at the local, state, and federal level. During last week's City Council meeting, Mauricia Marquez, the program director for Empowering Families, shared the work being done in year 2 of their civic participation program for youth. She says during their 6-week course, they come in weekly to Scottsdale Public Schools Reconnect program.
The students learn everything from rights and responsibilities to the structure of our local government system. They learn how to vote and how to enact their rights when it comes to voting. We also talk about civic engagement and we'll be doing some asset planning and looking at gaps in our community and where there might need to be more resources allocated in the future.
Some of the students also got up to share with the City Council some things that they've learned so far during their course.
2 things I learned when you guys came to Reconnect was you had to be a landowner to vote.
Women didn't get their voting rights until the 1920s.
For a while there, you couldn't own, if you didn't own land and you weren't a male, then you couldn't vote. You had to have a voice. And again, same thing happened in the 1920s. You couldn't vote if you were a woman, and at that point, you could only be a white woman and vote. Black women didn't get the right to vote until later on, unfortunately.
Marquez says at the end of the course, the students will go to Lincoln to visit the Nebraska State Capitol, as well as UNL and Mid-Plains Community College campuses. Well, Mitchell Public Schools says they're excited about the hiring of 2 administration positions for next school year. Casey Kearns will be taking over the role of elementary principal after serving as the activities and athletic director and dean of students for the past 3 years. Current Sydney educator Paul Newland has been hired to be Mitchell's new activities director and dean of students. In a news release, school district officials say they are confident that Newland will be a valuable addition to the administrative team and will continue to enrich the overall educational experience for its students. And a Gehring man will need to collect nearly 2,900 signatures in the next 30 days in his effort to recall Scottsbluff County Attorney Dave Eubanks. Alan A.J. Moore accuses the top prosecutor of forcing potential jurors in a March first-degree sexual assault trial to relive past trauma. One person in the juror pool was the father of Heather Guerrero, the Gehring newspaper carrier who was abducted and murdered by Jeffrey Hessler in 2003. Eubanks contends everything in that trial, from jury selection through closing arguments, was textbooked in how things should have been conducted. We'll have more news right after this.
Looking for free instead of fees? Platte Valley Bank can help you keep your finances moving forward with no ATM fees. Whether you're headed to the lake, the mountains, or just to the grocery store, you can enjoy the freedom of free ATM access anywhere, anytime. Platte Valley Bank. You belong here.
Life is crazy. Pain is stressful. How can anybody concentrate with these busy schedules? Now you can. This is Ben Moravec coming to you from Hydrozen, a float therapy business right here in Scottsbluff. I'm here today to let you know we now have memberships for $49 monthly. You can guarantee yourself at least 1 float per month. You know how floating keeps your muscles relaxed, your joints relieved, and your brain clear to think? Now you can float at a reduced rate each month. Inquire today at hydrozenfloat.com or call us at 308-63-FLOAT. Hydrozen. Unplug and recharge.
Welcome back. A 45-year-old Mitchell business owner is in custody and is accused of bilking customers and the former business operator for a lot of money. Timothy Wilson, who currently owns and operates Dandy Duct LLC, was booked into the Scottsbluff County Detention Center Friday afternoon on 2 felony charges of theft by deception. Court documents say he lied to customers about needing furnaces replaced when he was originally hired to clean ducts, and at least 2 Scottsbluff County residents were duped for totals around $5,600 and $4,000. A separate civil case shows that Wilson, who bought the company last March from the previous owner, defaulted on payments and still owes more than $312,000 to the former proprietor. Wilson was arraigned on his 2 felony theft by deception charges on Monday afternoon in Scottsbluff County Court. And a 24-year-old Scottsbluff man arrested following an August shots-fired investigation was back in court yesterday for sentencing. Quentin Beery was arrested after he shot 2 rounds in the air following a disturbance on 7th Avenue. Last month in district court, he pleaded guilty to a pair of Class 2 felony charges, attempted possession of a firearm by a prohibited person, and tampering with evidence. On Monday, he was sentenced to 1 to 2 years in jail on each conviction, which will be served concurrently, and received 63 days credit for time already served. However, Beery is facing additional charges stemming from a February disturbance on 2nd Avenue, where he allegedly fired 5 or 6 shots in the air, and has a June pretrial hearing in that case.
I imagined retirement in a place where we could enjoy our golden years, where adventure and friendship are the only items on the schedule. The Garden Homes at Northfield gives us the luxury we planned for and peace of mind when it comes to convenience, safety, and comfort. We never have to stop and think about the day-to-day upkeep. We love to explore abroad, but most importantly in our backyard. So much to do, so much to see. Here at Northfield, we get the protection of life care, incredible tax benefits, and secured rates for aging services. It's peaceful, knowing that if our needs change, we'll be taken care of. And most importantly, that our kids will never have to make any tough decisions. There never seemed to be enough time to do all the things we wanted. Now we get to focus our energy on enjoying what this community has to offer. At the Garden Homes, life is ours again. A place we had dreamed about. A chance to focus on us.
Hello once again. Time to take a look at what's happening in these markets. I'm Susan Littlefield here on the Rural Radio Network, and an interesting ride we are on with a lot of negativity and pullback going on. As you can see, Darren Fessler joins us. He is with Lakefront Futures. So let's talk about that pullback, because there's a lot of factors that are influencing what we see in the trade.
Oh, there certainly is. I think there's a lot of uncertainty going into next week for sure. We have the tariffs on April 2nd. We have quarterly stocks, planning intentions. So there's a lot of uncertainty about, what may transpire with that, not with just the U.S. markets, but also with our trading partners. And we're looking at a South American crop right now in Safrinha that doesn't have a whole lot of issues weather-wise, even though we're going to switch gears really quickly as we turn the calendars to April next month here and really start focusing on that Western Corn Belt where it is dry. And the forecast continues to say, get out to that May, June, July timeframe. That dryness may continue.
So obviously we don't have any control over the weather, but we know that there's been a lot of talk about, and we'll see it come Monday in the planning intentions report, that boost that's probably going to happen with the corn acres.
Oh, yeah. There's no doubt in my mind we're going to have a lot more corn acres year over year. The question is how much corn. Are we talking the 95 million? I'm not certainly in that camp, but that would definitely signal more of a bearish tone to this market. But I'm going to caution guys here. Even if you come in a little bit 94.5, you got to be looking at what does yield say. If we're 182 yield, I don't think there's going to be a whole lot of people believing that number. So anything under, like say 94, I think you got to look at that and say, hey, that could be viewed as a little bit more favorable if there is some weather issues in the U.S. this spring and into summer.
Lots of factors that are going to be weighed into it. Add to it the tariffs and all that are going to pile on. It's going to make for an interesting a couple more days of market trade.
Oh, there absolutely is, and I think buckle up because next quarter, boy, it's going to be interesting.
All right. Well, we're going to talk about that and a whole lot more later today, as Darren will be joining me during the Channel Final Bell. So stick around for that. And if you happen to miss it, don't worry. You can pick it up as a podcast located at ruralradionetwork.com. And that's a look to the markets. I'm Susan Littlefield for the Rural Radio Network.
Welcome to Kelly's Liquor, your liquor cabinet. Whether you're a wine enthusiast, a whiskey sommelier, a tequila connoisseur, or you just love your beer, Kelly's has the best selection of what you're looking for. Family owned and operated since 1946 and right on 27th Street in Scottsbluff. Come see us today at Kelly's Liquor, your liquor cabinet. And remember to be a good neighbor. Don't drink and drive. Kelly's Liquor, West 27th Street in Scottsbluff.
Let's take a look at your community calendar, brought to you by Riverstone Bank. The community calendar is brought to you by Riverstone Bank. We're local and we love our community.
Better sleep and better health can be found at Western Sleep Medicine in Gering. Since 2006, Western Sleep Medicine has offered the lowest cost sleep testing, either in their independent sleep laboratory or the privacy of your own home. You have control over your health care and your out-of-pocket cost. All insurance is accepted for a much lower cost than the regional option. If you need a sleep study, ask for Western Sleep Medicine. They've helped thousands of people over the years and want to help you. Western Sleep Medicine. Better sleep, better health.
Tired of feeling stuck? Not sure if you are on the right track? Platte Valley Bank can help keep your finances moving forward with checking account options to fit your lifestyle and an online account chooser to make finding the right account easy. Control your financial future with helpful budgeting tools and automatic savings plans. Now is the time to enjoy the ride with Platte Valley Bank. You belong here.
And finally tonight, the City of Scottsbluff Parks and Recreation is making it easier than ever to sign up for events, reserve shelters, register for city sports programs, and purchase pool passes, all from the convenience of your phone or computer. A new online system provides a seamless way to stay connected and enjoy everything that the community has to offer, with a free account giving residents access to a variety of new features. Those include registration for events, city sports programs, and pickleball leagues, as well as shelter reservations. Director Matt Carpenter said the department is excited to offer the new online tool, and with just a few simple steps, residents can explore, book, and enjoy everything that the community has to offer anytime, anywhere. Well, that does it for us this time. Thank you so much for tuning in. Stay safe out there, and we'll see you here next time.